Come on, dude. What did I tell you? How many times I have to... You know how frustrating people can be, especially when you're trying to communicate with them. That's what we're going to talk about today on Mumbles. So, communication. Communication is probably one of the most overlooked skills and one of the most important skills out there. Now, let me give you guys a little situation here so I can prove my point. In a hospital, doctors and nurses have to communicate every day. If the doctor says, bring me the scissors, and the nurse brings him a knife, obviously there was a miscommunication there, and that patient is now suffering because, quite frankly, they didn't do the right thing. So, communication. Why should you gamers care about it? Why should any of you care about it? Like I said, the difference between life and death. Maybe in gaming it's not that way, but it kind of is in a way. So let me put the game spin on this. You're running along, doing your thing, and all of a sudden you get shot from behind. Or all of a sudden that big monster attacks you. Ooh. You look behind you and you see that your teammate is running in the other direction right as you die. I know if that was me, I wouldn't be too happy because honestly I'd be like, why didn't you tell me? Why? Why? Why didn't you tell me there was somebody behind me? That's communication. In everyday life, business, hospitals, gaming, anything, communication is extremely important. So what can you do to improve your communication? Well, over the years I've gathered and learned some basic things that you can try to do to improve those gamings and those skills that you have. First off, the number one thing you can do is be clear and concise. If you have a question, ask that question, do it clear and concise. When you tell someone something, tell them, but do it clear and concise. You want to be able to get your point across in as few words as possible. So for example, rather than saying, I want you to go capture this flag and run over here and do this, and this, say it as concise as possible. So here's a map that I made you. Let me show you exactly the route that I want you to take. Go this way, 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 whatever. Please don't send them in a circle. That's probably not a good idea. But, for the purpose of this video, go for it. Anyways, so, clear and concise. You want your directions to be on point, that anyone can understand you. The second thing that you can do is make sure that your team and that your colleagues understand exactly what you're saying. So when you're done talking, make sure that you question them. Now, I don't want you to give them a quiz. There's no need for that. No one likes quizzes, and pop quizzes, those are just jerks, so don't do it. But you want to basically take the time to say, Bob, do you understand this? Susie, do you understand this? Does everyone understand exactly what the plan is? Do they understand how we're going to proceed forward and how we're going to do this? So you want to make sure that you talk to them and take the time to make sure they understand. If there's a question to be had, trust me, it's at this point that they will ask it, and you can iron out all those issues. Now, the third thing that I want to point out to you, and this is just, another basic one. When you've gamed or had someone on your team for a while, you tend to get relaxed with them. And by this I mean, maybe you don't take the time to say what your plan of attack is. So, oftentimes, you're so comfortable that you just trust that person and you know they're going to make a good decision. But, let's say you have a third person now that comes in. They're new, they don't know you. Obviously, you not talking to your first teammate is not going to help that person because they're not going to know what's going on. You can't blame them for not understanding. So, my final point here is make sure that when you have new people on your teams, whether it be at work or games or whatever, make sure that they also understand exactly what you're saying. Make sure that because you're so comfortable, you're probably not going to say everything. So make sure that you try to do that. Now, as you all know, gaming, unless you have a team set up or anything like that, maybe this won't help you in those situations where you just run into a match. However, it doesn't hurt to try. you never know when someone might listen to you, and heck, maybe you'll make a new friend or whatever. So that was today's episode of Mumbles. I want to thank you all for watching it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I have videos coming out every day, and I'd love to get that. I'd love to keep that going up, and also liking, commenting. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at _Mumbles_. And that's all we have for today's episode. We'll be having more videos coming tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So I want to thank you all and wish you all a great day. And this is Mumbles signing off. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.